Hello. Hello. Very good evening to all of you. Warm welcome. Most of you are aware that this session is specifically ensuring that you will have a clear idea as a path going ahead. Targeting UPSC Civil Services exam, given the dynamic nature of the exam that it is, we can have our own thoughts, ideas, complaints about how UPSC comes with a paper. But UPSC has its own standard and idea with it generates a paper. Now, given that being the scenario, you get to listen from a person who has put all his effort, 3 attempts, achieved a rank, knows ideas which has worked for him, knows perspectives which has worked for him. On that line, Manoj is with us, right? Rank 389, IPS, and somebody who is going to give a complete idea about approaching mains for target 2026, more importantly, target 2027. So most of you here would be looking at target 2027. Some of you also would be looking at target 2026. That is the upcoming mains, depending on your prelim scores that you would have calculated by now. So over the next 1 hour, you'll get a thorough idea about your approach specifics in terms of the paper and the larger. This is an initial session based on which we have many things coming up, which Manoj sir is going to anchor from the start, of which all the ideas is going to share. This session is called Mains with Magnus. All of us know that he calls himself Captain Magnus for a particular reason. So warm welcome to Manoj sir for this session. Thank you so much for taking this initiative. I must give this credit where it is due, because once you achieve a rank, to come back, to stand on a stage, take effort to prepare and say, I want to tell students what it actually takes. I want to ensure those mistakes can be avoided. I want to ensure this is a lot of effort from side. For that and a larger thoughts that are coming ahead in the next 2 months, thank you so much for all that, and a warm welcome to you. A big round of applause. So I hand over the session to Manoj sir. Take it forward.
So, hello everyone, I'm Manoj G S. I have secured All India rank 389 this time. So, let me elaborate on my journey. 3 attempts, 3 mains, 2 interviews and 1 selection. So, hopefully I will be getting IPS this time. So, for me, the one major reason for taking this session is that during my preparation stage, I was in a certain stage where I felt clueless, where I felt I don't know anything about how to approach the exam further. And I felt that if I don't get the direction right, the amount of efforts doesn't matter. Because let's say there is a room and if you keep on pushing the walls for 15 hours a day, it is not going to help if there is a door nearby and if you just move to the next room. So that is how UPSC is about. So now I'm going to help you with the deeper understanding of what mains, especially UPSC 2027 mains, is expecting from you. So it is a session for your critical self-analysis. What have you been doing so far, and what level you have to reach in this session? So let's start the session. So this is one of my favorite theories, Dunning-Kruger effect, a beautiful theory. Just give it a glance. So in this theory, what it says that in initial phases of our preparation, we will be sometimes overconfident. We think that by covering NCERTs, standard books and certain material, we will become IAS officer, we will clear the exam and we will become IAS officer. As we enter the process, we understand that there is a deeper understanding that UPSC expects from us. So that is where we face the valley of despair. So how many of you have given prelims 2026? So I guess most of you know what valley of despair is. That is when we face failures. That is when we are forced to self-introspect. So after reaching the valley of despair, then we will start getting enlightenment. We will start understanding, oh, this is where I did it wrong. So to give an context, many of you, like I warned in my Telegram group as well, and even to my students as well, don't over depend on the English comprehension in CSET. So the questions used to be 27, 28. It used to be around 30. Suddenly it dropped down to around 21 to 23 this time. So now you have to perform well in maths and reasoning to crack CSAT. So many well-deserving students couldn't do that because they initially felt overconfident about the comprehension part, then now are facing the value of despair. And when you start feeling the enlightenment, then you would be able to reach the value of plateau of sustainability. So this is where the true growth happens. This is the next 1 year that you have to put in, the hard work that you have to put in next 1 year. So firstly, let me give you some reminders that you can expect from my session. Whatever that I'm going to tell in these sessions is going to help you only if you are putting 10 to 12 hours of dedicated effort. That is, maybe there are some toppers out there who are very smart, who can do it in 5 hours. I can't do it. And an average aspirant can't do it. So please don't think that this can't be done in 1 year. If you put 10 to 12 hours of dedicated effort, it can be done. And for that, we are planning something called as 365-day club. How many of you have heard of it? 365-day club is something. What is 365 club? 365-day club is that, how many of you know Michael Phelps, one of the greatest athletes of all time, greatest swimmer who won 28 medals. So what was 365-day club is that every day without missing his practice, whatever the other commitments are, he used to show up, he used to perform, he used to improve. That is why he won more medals than so many countries combined. So this 365-day club, if you are giving 10 to 12 hours of dedicated effort every day, I can assure you, you will be clearing mains next year. I can personally assure you because I have been through that process. So this is one thing. Another thing is that you have to develop your own critical thinking. Critical thinking, that requires curiosity and that requires efforts. Because what happens is that usually what we do is that we refer any coaching material and we think that that is enough for mains. But if everyone is referring the coaching material, why would the evaluator give you half marks extra? If the evaluator is giving 4 marks to you, 4 marks to your competitor, why would he give you 4.5 marks to you? That is where you have to show your USP. What is USP? Unique selling point. Why are you different? It's your thought process that is making you different. What have you written that expects half marks extra? So that is where the USP comes in. So to do this, please understand that you have to go beyond the coaching material. You have to go beyond the spoon feeding. Don't expect spoon feeding. Don't think that if I solve this test series, don't think that if I listen to this search classes, I will clear mains. That is never going to happen. What you have to do is that you have to put in your own value additional aspect. So I will give you what to do for value addition. You have to genuinely do it. So, and the third thing is that make sure that you are in a state, you are in a good mental health state. That is because next year most of you have realized that if you have to show up for 10 to 12 hours every day, it will take some burden on mental health. But there is a beautiful quote, that is, the pain of discipline is far better than the pain of regret. That is like recently I talked to one of my mentees. She told that she feels like a burden on our parents to borrow money from our parents, like that. Understand that if you clear this exam, you will become a pride, you will become something that your parents will cherish for lifetime. So I have been talking from my own experiences in this context. So that is, if your parents are keeping the trust on you, make sure that you are showing that with the discipline rather than you are wasting your time. So these are some of the reminders that I want to give in this session. And understand that, so in this session we will talk about PYQ analysis and then other aspects also. So what happens is that most of you have felt this, that is, you start with something. Let's say you took a PYQ, you started analyzing it, you took nearly 2 hours for that PYQ analysis. Then you will calculate 2 hours into 300 PYQs into 4 subjects. So you will feel like it will take 2-3 more years. That's not the case. Because once you have the mindset, once you develop the mindset of PYQ analysis, so let's say you are analyzing 2025 PYQs, then 24, 23, 22, then you will start realizing that nearly 8 to 10 concepts are getting repeated from 25 and 24. Then by the time you come to 20, 19, 18, 17, you are already able to generate extraordinary points. Initial first PYQ will take 2 hours. Then 100th PYQ will take 30 minutes. The 1000th PYQ will take just 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So that is what the graph is about. That is the exponential graph. What we think is that it should be a linear graph, but the graph is exponential. The more you show up, the more better you are going to perform. So make sure you give that consistency. So don't overburden yourself. Don't lose confidence in yourself. Especially if you are a beginner, you may think that, oh, sir, it is taking a lot of time, but it is worth it. But make sure you are doing it in the right direction. So now the real session begins. So here we will talk about the 5 stages of the mains preparation. So what is the first stage? Is your completion of your NCERT standard books. I guess most of you have done that. So standard books, and take any mains oriented material for a foundational preparation and cover it. For example, I used to refer only IAS Prahar. So like they have all the mains related materials. That is the foundational material. Don't think that if I complete this material, I can write very good answers. They are just for your foundational clarity. You can take any notes, any coaching notes, and you can cover your foundational aspects. That is the stage 1. Then that comes the PYQ analysis. PYQ analysis is where you truly understand what the exam demands, how the questions are being framed. So in this part, this is the most demanding part. Next 7 months, literally your next 7 months are going to be spent on PYQ analysis only. But if you complete PYQ analysis, 70-80% of your preparation is done. So mains preparation is done. So this is the most important aspect. This is why the Abraham Lincoln quote is there. If you give me 8 hours to cut down a tree, I will spend 6 hours sharpening the axe. The same way, the axe, the sharpening aspect is the PYQ analysis. This is where you get the direction. This is where you get the clarity about the mains demand. Otherwise, I will cover it in the next part. Then comes the value addition. Value addition, I have 8 ways to do value addition. I will talk about that aspect as well. Then during prelims. So most of you know that when you are preparing for prelims, you may come across a very beautiful point that you think that you can use it for mains also. Right? So let's say you are studying about nanotechnology. Then you are talking about, you learnt about biofilters and all. It's a question in UPSC prelims, right? But biofilters, if there is a waste management question in GS3, don't you think you can use it? So even during prelims, how you can use your prelims days for mains preparation as well. And then next comes the mains part, the prelims to mains gap, where you run like a horse on alcohol. That is, everyone is giving 15 hours. You have to show up with 12 to 15 hours every day. So this is the game. And especially for someone who couldn't do well in prelims 2026, it is fine. It is really fine. Don't beat yourself over it. And don't think that, oh, my prelims didn't go well, I will start prelims preparation from now itself. Like, how many of you know the concept of ROI? The concept of ROI is what? Return on investment. Let's say you are spending 1 hour on something right now. How much return are you getting for the 1 hour that you are spending? So in case of mains right now till December, the return on investment for mains is very higher. Why? Because half marks matters in mains. I will tell you from my own example. I have got 967 score in mains total overall this time. And if I had gotten 1 more marks, I would have become IAS officer. Just 1 more marks. That is for the rank right now. If I had got 1 more marks, my rank would have got upgraded to IAS. That is why every marks counts. Every marks counts in mains. In prelims, if the cutoff is 80, even if you score 150, even if you score 80.66, it doesn't matter. And 6 months is more than sufficient if you give your dedicated effort for prelims, clearing prelims. But for mains, the more efforts that you put in, the more return will be there. That is why make sure you are fighting for that half marks extra. Our thought process should be, what can I do to get half marks in this question? So many, like what is one of the biggest misconception in ethics is that we complete a book, we complete some lectures, and we think that my ethics is very strong. I will be able to handle it in exam. And the people who think like that will end up getting 90 in ethics. So understand that. So I will give you analysis from this year's only. So this year I will give you a empirical analysis. So if you take top 500 ranks this year, essay average is 107. GS 1 average has gone up till 98 to 102. GS2 it's 108. GS3 it is 89. GS4 is 112. Optional it is 270, 265 to 270. Yeah, I have covered all the subjects right. And interview it is 186. So that means even if you are prepared really well, that is good enough for 100, 105. You have to push yourself above the average, because to be in top 500, you have to beat the average, right? So you have to score more than that, and it requires special effort. So we will cover how to do that. That is why half marks, every half marks counts in UPSC, especially the mains. So the return on investment on mains is higher this time. So till December, however weak your prelims and CSAT is, you should focus on mains. After that, January to June, the May 24, you should focus dedicatedly on your prelims preparation. And make sure in those 10 hours, if you are giving for prelims, you are giving 2 hours for CSAT as well. I can assure you that is more than enough for clearing CSAT. So this is the first aspect. So I had already covered mains 8 pillars in my last video. Now I will cover everything in detail. Now, what do you mean by PYQ analysis and 12-4-4 approach? 12-4-4 approach is something called as, how many questions are there in GS paper in every year? 20, right? 20 will be there. So understand that out of the 20 questions, you are expected to get 12 correct. 12, you have to write extraordinary answers. Extraordinary, like no other person has written, no topper has written. Even if you have read that subject very well, there is something that you can add, value addition. To increase, if you are getting 5, you should target for 5.5. So that is where you should be performing really well in these 12 questions. And next 4 questions, they can be your good answers. That is the good answers that every one of us would write. And next 4 questions can be average or below average answers. Why I am saying this? Today, please take this as an exercise. Go to 2025 Mains GS2 paper and do a thematic analysis. What is thematic analysis? You take the theme of the question. Let's say the question is on governor. The question is on challenges, solution, way forward, like that, but the theme is governor. Take the theme, check if there is any theme repetition in the previous years. You will find that nearly 18 questions were from the PYQ themes only. They have already been repeated in the PYQs before. So now, out of 18 questions, don't you think you can write extraordinary and good answers in 16 questions if you work properly on them, because you know already what to work on. And what happens is that this is where the market creates panic. So this is something we call as the herd mentality. Herd mentality. And one of the biggest examples for herd mentality is FOMO. What is FOMO? Fear of missing out. So, if you have written mains, you may know. How many of you know what it is? Zods. If you have completed geography, you know what is Zods. So, and how many of you know what twisters are? Twisters. So, what happened in 2024 mains, I guess? There are two questions on sword and twisters. So, they are the questions where you can write average and below average answers. But what the market, the commercial entities, also called as coaching institutes, what they do is that they create a panic that you have to know everything that is there in geography. Otherwise, you won't be able to handle questions like swords and twisters. This year also they were called bouncers. So what happens is that we start preparing for bouncers so much. Let's say you have 10 hours. So if you have 10 hours, you have to give 8 hours for PYQs and 2 hours for bouncers. Now you start giving 5 hours for PYQs and 5 hours for bouncers. And by focusing 5 hours on bouncers, you are also losing clarity on the PYQ questions. That most of us do mistake. And that is mistake from our side also. That is the mistake from the coaching institutes also. What happens? GS2, you will see GS2, for GS2 you will see 1500, 2000 page materials. Very reputed institutions. Then for GS3 you will see some 8, 10 long books. That is not necessary. That is not necessary. Because in the end, what you have to understand is that if you do the PYQ analysis right, that itself is good enough for nearly 15 questions out of 25 questions, 20 questions. Now, how to do PYQ analysis? So now, let's say, take GS1. This I have already told. Take GS1. Copy that question, paste it in the Google. Paste it in Google, the whole question. Then you will see 2-3 different websites. Take any 2-3 websites. Look at their model solution. Look at the model solution. Then paste the same question into ChatGPT. And in ChatGPT, what you do is that, like, ask for detailed analysis of that question. Ask for what are the implicit and explicit demand. I will talk about implicit and explicit demand in further classes. Talk what is the implicit demand of this question. What is the explicit demand? Talk as if you are talking to your friend. Then what thinkers can I integrate in this question? What contemporary examples from 2023 to 26 can I integrate in this question? So, like, what happens is that if you see, usually most of the coaching materials use the same examples, use the same data, statistics, thinkers. Then think as a neutral observer. Why should the evaluator give you half marks extra if all the students are writing the same content, right? What are you doing extra? So for that, this is where the part of your own analysis should come in. Don't think that PYQ analysis is what? There is a booklet, 13 to 25 booklets. I read through all the questions, my PYQ analysis is done. That's not the case. What is the theme of the question? What are the implicit demand? What is the explicit demand? What are the value additions that I can do in this question? So for example, there is in ethics, let's say, you are talking about where bureaucrats, there was a very good example in Jharkhand, a 80-year-old grandmother was made to crawl for 15 kilometers for Aadhaar linkage. But it was found out that the person who sent her 15 kilometers, he could have done that Aadhaar linkage. So now you know the story, right? Now you use something called as bureaucratic apathy. What is apathy? What is apathy? What is apathy? Sympathy, empathy, compassion, and the negative aspect is apathy. So bureaucratic apathy. So I will write my answer in keywords. So if you see it as an evaluator, don't you feel that, oh, he has done something else than all other people? So this is where the USP comes in, unique selling point. What are you giving to the evaluator? Why are you forcing the evaluator to give more marks? So like this, there are so many keywords, there are so many examples which you can use. So that comes through your own analysis. So let's say I usually what I do is that when I copy, I will look at only AS or Civils Daily or any like PYQ model solutions. Let's say in one model solution, the introduction was very good. In one model solutions, examples very good. In one model solutions, they have mentioned the thinkers. Now what we will do is that whatever we have understood, if you haven't understood that, let's say you didn't understand bureaucratic apathy, what you will do is that you will Google it on your own or use ChatGPT. Understand the keyword. Don't make your notes as Xerox. You are copying here and pasting it here. Don't make it like that. But understand what that keyword means. Have an example for that. When you look at examples, you will understand things better. So now take that. Like now I usually suggest digital notes. Why I will say in the later aspect. So now you pasted it in your digital notes under the theme. So this comes under bureaucratic attitude, the attitude part in ethics. So it comes under the bureaucratic ethics aspect, also in ethics. So you paste it under there. Then as you do more and more PYQ analysis, let's say there was a question on challenges on governor this year. In 2022, there was a question on the way forward or committee recommendations. Now you are pasting everything that you have learned through this PYQ analysis under a single topic, single theme. So I have shared my ethics and essay notes. You will understand, if you go through it, you will understand how to make PYQ based thematic notes, theme based notes. So then after that, after that I will also use AI for deeper understanding. This is what PYQ analysis is. And this will take a lot of time. This will take a lot of time, but in the beginning, it will take a lot of time. As you go on, because let's say governor, there are 4 questions. First question, it will take 2 hours. But the second question, you already learned so many points from first question, right? It will take half an hour. Then the third, fourth question, it will take just 5 minutes because there is only 1 or 2 points to pick it up from that particular value additional aspect. So that is what the graph is about. The effort will reduce, but your understanding will improve. So this is the PYQ analysis aspect. Then the topper copies. Topper copies, I cannot recommend you enough. Because see, in the end, if you don't know what UPSC is rewarding, then you don't know what to study, you don't know whether what you are doing is right or not. So what happens, like even let's say, I guess most of you have completed your foundational preparation. Now go to Aditya Srivatsavar's channel, Telegram channel, go through all of his topper copies. Go through all of his copies. There is a reason he has got All India rank 1, right? Understand what is the reason. Be very curious. What is the reason why he got 140 marks in ethics? He is doing something unique that is fetching him 140 marks. So I will pick up that point. So this year, my batchmate Arsh Nehara, All India rank 76. In his copies, when I analyzed these copies this year, after results I have analyzed these copies. When I analyzed these copies, I saw that in his copies, he uses something called as mini snippets a lot. So what are mini snippets? So let's say parliamentary bill discussion. It has gone from 73% to 18% in last 15-20 years, let's say. So now we usually write this fact. What he does is that he creates a very small diagram. He shows 73 to 18 bill discussions here. Very small diagram. I will share his copies also in the group. Please go through that. You will realize. And that's how he got very good marks in GS. And then another person is there, Kunal Rastogi sir, All India rank 15. If you he scored 134 in GS2, which is one of the All India highest. Now you go through his copies. You will see that he brings way forward in every question. Whether it is asked or not, he will bring way forward in the question. What can be done? See, as an officer, you are always thinking about what can be done. You are not thinking about the challenges. You are not thinking about the history and all. You are thinking about what can be done. So when you give way forward, it shows your optimistic angle. So I picked up the way forward aspect from him. So like that, the more and more you refer, it will bring a feedback loop. See, like it's a the quote is that, like, if you you are the average of 5 people with whom you spend your time with. So let's say you are spending your time with the topper copies, then your mentality will also reach that of toppers. You also start thinking like toppers. So that is where topper copies come in. I will share the topper copies, and if you can also do, what you can do is that take the marks analysis of each year, then look at the toppers who have scored well in each subject, then go to their Telegram channel, you will find their copies there. It is easy as that. But what happens is that most of us want spoon feeding. So we are like, we will wait for others to provide the copies. Don't do that. If you want it, go and fetch it. Fight for it. Don't wait for others to spoon feed you. Then comes the peer discussion. Peer discussions will be helpful, especially during mains time, not right now. Because now most of you haven't developed the mains aptitude. Mains aptitude develops only after doing PYQ analysis. Then if you discuss it with your friends, let's say I have example 1, he has example number 2. I will share it with him, he will share it with me. So I am collecting very good examples. I am collecting very good dimensions, thought processes through that particular topper or to that particular friend. So this peer discussions will be helpful, especially during mains, not right now. Then there is ChatGPT and AI analysis. So I will give you one beautiful way how I used AI. So if I was studying for 15 hours a day, I used to use AI for 6 hours. So most of us spend lakhs and lakhs and waste somewhere else. But let's say ChatGPT Plus, it costs only 2,000 rupees per month. So what I used to do is that I add ChatGPT Plus. In ChatGPT Plus, there is an option where you can upload your notes also, and there is option called as web search. What web search does is that, let's say I'm asking examples for blue economy. What are the, like there was a question on blue economy in 2025. So I'm asking ChatGPT for give me contemporary examples from the year 23 to 26 for blue economy developments in India. So what ChatGPT web search feature does is that, so it will fetch one of the best examples from all the newspapers, the Indian Express, the Hindu, Times of India, Economic Times, then PIB, everywhere. It will fetch very good examples and it will give you a very good collection of examples. You can try that even if you have ChatGPT, the basic version, there is a web search, but there is a limit on web search. So you can try that. So what I used to do is that when I used to use the web search feature, so I used to get very good examples. So I used to update my notes using those examples. And then I used to upload my notes to ChatGPT. So when I uploaded my notes, let's say if I am asking a new question, ChatGPT used to build answers based on the previous notes that I have uploaded. So then it used to give me the linkages. That is, you are, what happens is that we usually have an example and we think that example is limited to particular theme. But we find out that when we do analysis with ChatGPT, that particular example can be used in multiple themes. And how to do that? When you have a conversation with ChatGPT, you will start learning that. So this is where AI use comes in. And please understand, next year, the upcoming years are going to be very brutal. Because till now, nobody talked about AI. Toppers didn't used to talk about AI. But now, already Akansh Dil sir, All India rank 3, I guess. He has talked about AI and its utilities. And now if I am talking to you about AI, let's say out of 50 people, if 5 people start using AI, they will get ahead in the race. And Steve Jobs said this, that is, AI will not replace humans. The humans who use AI will replace the humans who doesn't use AI. That is, please start using ChatGPT. So irrespective of the background you come from, irrespective of anything, you have to start adapting to AI, because one of the most fundamental qualities of an IAS IPS officer is adaptability. Based on the situation, you adapt yourself, right? So that means you have to be adaptable even during the exam now. Then model solutions and test series. So this comes especially during the prelims to mains gap. So right now, what happens is that we tend to do this and this together. That should never happen. Because let's say, nobody says this, everyone says this, answer writing is important, you have to write very good answers. If you don't have content, if you write 100 answers on the same question, you will write the same content. So you are putting, let's say, 3 hours every day for answer writing. You are not improving on your content aspect. Then you will get the same marks, right? Did you understand what I said? That is, content is the king. Content is the king. So make sure, along with your answer writing, along with your writing practice, you are also improving on your content aspect. Content comes first. Then, if you have the content, then you can put it in your paper. Then you can structure it better, and you can present it better, then you can write better introductions, better conclusions, diagrams, everything you can do if you have the content. So first emphasize on this PYQ aspect and topper copies, because topper copies also give you content. So what I used to do is that, so let's say I am writing test with 5 people. So when I write a test for 10 questions, I used to take the copies of those 4 people, and I used to pick all the examples, keywords from them and integrate in my notes. So that person has put in the effort of 4-5 years, and he has putting his efforts in those 2 pages, right? And I am simply taking that example and integrating in my answer. So this is what we call in engineering as Jugaad mindset. That's smart work. Topper copies have one of the best return on investment, because I personally have used topper copies, only topper copies for 6 months. 6 months. The more you analyze topper copies, the more your mindset will develop. So you are getting, see, all the keywords that I use in my ethics answers, everything comes from one or the other topper. Simply understand one thing. Let's say there is a GS2. You took 5 topper copies for GS2. So what is happening is that most of the GS2 tests will have governor question, the local bodies question, like that. From one topper, you took the thinker aspect. Another topper, you took 2 different keywords. From another topper, you took a recent contemporary example. So like that, the toppers have put in the effort, and you are utilizing that effort in the right manner. So this is where this topper copy analysis aspect comes in very strong. And model solutions test series, it should be your priority number 3 or 4, only after PYQs on topper copies. And brainstorming, the Benjo P. Jose way. Benjo P. Jose is all rank 59 in 2023. So he wrote only 2 tests in his 6 attempts for all GSs. All GS included, he wrote 2 tests. But what he used to do is that, I am not recommending don't write any tests and all, don't write any answers and all. I am telling about the thought process. What he used to do is that, he takes a question. Within 2 minutes, he used to think whatever he can write. So what are you writing? What you already know, you are writing it in the answers, right? So he used to think. Immediately for 2 minutes, he used to think whatever he knows about that question. Then immediately he used to do all these aspects for that question. So he used to use AI. What dimensions did I miss? He used to look at the model solutions. He used to look at his own notes. So the governor question, oh, I have missed about the Sarkaria Commission report. So then you used to immediately integrate in your answers. So the feedback used to run, feedback loop used to run faster. So this brainstorming, it is a very, very brain intensive activity. because you are being forced to think. You are being forced to think. Huh? Yeah, tell me. So you are being forced to think. So, but brainstorming can be done only after you do PYQ analysis. The content that you will get is through PYQ analysis only. So that is why first strengthen your content through PYQ, then do brainstorming, then think, and then you will be able to improve your content aspect. Then answer writing and practice, that I will cover later. Answer writing and practice, most of the toppers cover that aspect, especially in the beginning. Right now, start writing. Let's say you wrote about local self-governance today. You solved a PYQ on this. Then after everything you have done, sit for 5 minutes, write whatever you have learned about local self-governance. Whatever. You don't have to write a beautiful answer. Introduction, body, conclusion. You don't have to do that. Just try to remember. Force your brain to remember. Our brain is inherently lazy. Our brain doesn't want to think. Our brain doesn't want to analyze. And those who analyze will start broadening their perspectives. That is why sit down for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Let's say you completed 20 themes per day. Sit down at the end of the day, take half an hour, write whatever comes down to your thought process about those 20 themes. That is the solution for most of your questions. Sir, I read for 12 hours a day. I studied everything. After a week, I am not able to remember anything. So that is if you are studying today and if you are studying at tonight, when you are revisiting your thoughts, then you will forget it at the end of the week, at the end of the month. So you will cover subject number 1. In polity, you will cover governance, polity, social justice, IR. By the time you come to GS3, economy, you have forgotten polity, governance. That shouldn't happen. You will be able to remember things that you have understood well. Think, why did Sarkaria Commission say that the governors have to be appointed through consultation of CM? Don't read it mechanically. Think, why did Sarkaria Commission say so? Then think, what are the solutions that can be practically implemented? So now I will look at UK. Oh, in UK there is a once a speaker, always a speaker aspect. Then in US, the system is like that. Be curious, always look for solution. Why did Sarkaria Commission say so? Why did Montek Singh Ahluwalia sir? He is an economist. Why did he say so about our PSUs? About the NBFCs? Think. So when you start understanding why, when you start thinking in the perspective of why, you would be able to address the things better. So for that, one exercise I would recommend is that go to YouTube. There is a beautiful channel called as Think School. How many of you know Think School? There is a beautiful channel called as Think School. Go through all the videos that are relevant to UPSC. There are business case studies also. There are UPSC related case studies also. Go through those case studies. Because there you will start thinking from a solution oriented approach. Why is it happening? Why is rupee falling? You have to have that curiosity. It is not board exam where you will study about rupee depreciation, 10 points. You will write it in board exam, you will get 100 marks. It is not like that. You have to be analytical. What is analytical? You are asking why. Why is rupee falling now? How is it linked to rupee outflow, dollar outflows from India? How is it linked to Fed rate changes in US? How is it connected to the Chinese real estate market? And what is rupee dollar swap? How is your RBI using rupee dollar swap? And depreciation, what is RBI doing for depreciation? This comes out of pure curiosity. This is what is analysis. This is the curiosity you show to understand things. So this is what mains is about. Mains is about analysis. So that is why do brainstorming aspect also. Then guidance and mentorship. See, another thing that I have seen is that people come to me, people come to not only to me, to all the mentors for something called as year-long mentorship or anything. First, what you have to understand is that until you have your own thinking, Even if you are getting mentored by All India rank 1, it is not going to help. So what we do is that we write one answer, two answers, we show it to our mentor will give some suggestions, and then by the next 10th day, you have forgotten what we have written in our answers, what suggestions our mentor also gave. Then you write two more answers, we show it to mentor will give some confidence, motivation, then we do that. That's wrong. Guidance and mentorship are very important, but only if you start developing your own thought process. See, let's say, I talked about Montek Singh Ahluwalia. Most of you don't know Montek Singh Ahluwalia, right? I'm not saying I'm better. What I'm trying to say is that, let's say I am a mentor. I say that, oh, you can integrate Montek Singh Ahluwalia in this question. You don't know who he is. Then you come back, you forgot what mentors told. You just went there for some extra motivation. Don't do that. Use mentorship properly. If you are especially if you have bought in, if you have purchased mentorship and all, if you have purchased foundational classes and all, use mentorship for your improving your thought process, not for your spoon feeding. So what most of the students do is that, sir, give me schedule, timetable, I will follow this. So mentor will give, in 15 days complete Lakshmikant, in next 15 days complete this book. Then see, one thing, every person has a different pace. I can complete Lakshmikant in 2 days if I just keep turning the pages. And other person who is doing very deep analysis can take 30 days, let's say. Who is more efficient? See, most of you know what I'm going to tell right now. Lakshmikant, you have a target to complete in 10 days. You have completed, let's say 50% in 8 days. Next 2 days, you will just turn the pages so that you feel like I have completed this book. Right? Do you think it is going to be useful? Never. And whenever you are reading anything, any book, let's say I said bureaucratic apathy, let's say you come across a new keyword, then stop there. Do research. What is this new keyword is about? Let's say you come across a new English term, stop there, Google it, use ChatGPT, understand what that keyword is about. So that is where your own thought process keeps on getting developed. Especially in newspaper reading, what mistake we do is that we take a newspaper, we read page number 1, editorial, then international page. I am done with newspaper reading. That is newspaper reading, that is not newspaper analysis. Analysis is what? Then let's say you come across a new keyword in newspaper. So stop there, do that analysis. What is that word? You don't have to do PhD. Stop there, just ask yourself, what does that keyword mean? So then integrate in your. So how many of you know what is rainbow economy? Then there is something called as how many of you know what is evergreen revolution? You don't know, right? Then start Googling it. I am not going to give you the answers, because what happens is that most of you, not most of you, I shouldn't be saying it like that. People come to classes, they sit, they write down whatever the topper, whatever the teacher, mentor says. They go to class, they go to a room, they revise it, sleep. But ask, what is rainbow economy? Be curious. What is rainbow economy? What is orange economy? What is evergreen agriculture? Show that curiosity to Google on your own. That is where thought process is built. That is what is analysis. This is the most important aspect. So you can make use of the mentorship aspect only if you develop your thought process. Otherwise, it is not going to happen. Yeah. So this PVQ analysis, I have talked about this aspect. This is one of my favorite quotes. This was the quote that came in 2025 essay also. Well, this used to be my favorite quote even before I wrote that essay. And in the exam, when I saw this question, I was very happy. This question is what? This was the question, right? Experiences teach you the bitterest lessons. That was the question. Essay number 4. Question number 4 in essay. So by 3 methods, we can learn wisdom. First, by reflection. I talked about reflection, that is your own analysis. Stop there. Understand that keyword, go ahead. Don't think that if I listen to that sir's classes, ethics classes, he will give all the content, I will be able to score 120. It is never going to happen. This reflection has to be there. So this is the noblest, because you are forcing your brain to think and you are doing it on your own. You are developing your personality in that process also. Then the second is the imitation, the inspiration aspect. That is, I have put in 4 years of effort in UPSC. You will see my topper copies. You will look at what I have done, how I have improved. Then you take the points from my copies. You add it to your notes, you add it to your answers, you write it in exam, you will get good marks. Like if you remember in 2022, there was a topper, ethics topper, who told that I used to use a lot of mythological examples. Then everyone started using mythological examples. It is the easiest. The inspiration aspect, the topper copy analysis. Third is experience. What is experience? Next year you will clear prelims. You didn't do anything that I said so far. You go write mains, you fail mains. Oh, you will realize I got only 80 marks in GS2 because I could have done this aspect. That is experience. That is the bitterest, because you have to go through that emotion. But learn from first two, not the next one. And especially for prelims also, most of you are facing that bitter right now. Most of you are feeling that sadness because of you couldn't do it. Next year, make sure that you are learning from 1 and 2 so that the third doesn't become an option. Now, the most important aspect, the personality aspect, is growth mindset. What is growth mindset? There are two mindsets. One is stagnant mindset and growth mindset. Growth mindset, even if you fail, even if you, I will give you an example first. That is, how many of you have watched 12th fail movie? There are, fine. There are thousands of officers, right? Why did you think a movie was made only on that person, but not on others? Because the higher the struggles, the sweeter the success, right? So that is growth mindset. There are challenges that you are going to face. There are difficulties that you are going to face. They should act as the next milestone for you. They should help you develop yourself. For example, in ES3, 2023 mains I wrote, I scored 59. 59 was one of the very low scores. Then I improved it to 100, which was top 5 scores in 2024. Top 5 scores in India. Then in optional, in the year that I gave interview, my score was 190, both papers combined. 190. What is the average of any paper? It is 250, right? I scored 190. This year I have improved it to 270. When I wrote my ethics in 2023, it was 90, this 89 something. Last year it was 120, this year it was 125, 123, 124. So, what did I do here? I sat down. Why did I go wrong? Leave your ego aside. Why did I go wrong? What is it stopping me from becoming a topper, thinking like a topper? Analyze. Have that growth mindset. So what is growth mindset? Let's say there are challenges. You can view it as an opportunity, or you can view it as a crisis. So now what happens is that usually there are two kinds of people. Now, especially now, after prelims. One will be very depressed, thinking that I failed in prelims, I couldn't do well. They waste their next 1 month, 2 months, just bad-mouthing UPSC. UPSC gave paper very tough, blaming UPSC. Then there are other kind who will start immediately working on next attempt. Oh, my mistakes were there. There were 5 silly questions, I have made mistake. You know the 5 questions. Most of you have made that 5, 10 silly questions. You also, inherently, if you ask yourself, you know that if you had got those 5, 10 questions right, you would have cleared prelims. But because you couldn't clear prelims, you start blaming. You're blaming yourself, blaming your peers, you're blaming UPSC. But there are other kinds of people who start immediately working on next year mains. This is the growth mindset. Those who start working next year mains will gain that extra edge. Let's say, because see, what we think is that we think that only 10 hours every day. If you waste 10 hours today, then just waste 3 days per month. Then take it to 12 days. That is 36 days you have wasted. And in those 36 days, other person has put in 36 into 10, 360 hours of effort. And every hour take half marks in mains. 360 hours, that person is getting minimum 90 to 180 marks more than you. That is, the competition is neck to neck. There is a beautiful quote in Hindi. जंगल में नियम है आज भी जो give me a minute, जो लड़ेगा वो बढ़ेगा जानवर या आदमी. That is, there is a rule in jungle. Who wants to survive will fight for it harder. Let's say if lion doesn't hunt today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, the lion is going to die. The deer is going to win. But if lion keeps on chasing the deer, then lion will catch the deer. Now the question is, who wants it more? Whether the deer wants to survive or the lion wants to survive. So, जो जंगल में नियम है, वैसे ही आज भी जो लड़ेगा वो बढ़ेगा जानवर या आदमी. Like that. So that is, your competitors are breathing down your neck. If you are giving 10 hours, somebody else may be giving 12 hours. And they will be rewarded for that effort. So make sure you are not compromising on this aspect. So this is another aspect. Then I will cover some of the important aspects. That 12-4-4 rule I have explained. So there are 20 questions, 16 questions. You have to write good and extraordinary answers. Then newspaper for UPSC. Start reading newspapers. Start reading newspapers and analyzing them. Why did this person say so about Indian economy? Let's say you read an article, editorial. Why did this person say so about Indian economy? It is going to be helpful in prelims, mains and interview. Till now, we used to think newspapers are helpful for only mains and interview. This year, UPSC came with some new teaching that those who don't read UPSC. See, what is spoon feeding? What most of us do in the end, March, we will take some 365 analysis, some coaching magazine analysis. We read that, we think that we have covered current affairs, and in the exam, we see the same question, we are not unable to answer. That is because the analysis aspect is missing. So read newspaper, the page 1, very important, international news, national news, editorial, read the economy part, read them and analyze them. You don't need to do PhD. Just sit down. What does this keyword mean? What are the difficulties? What are the challenges of rupee depreciation on Indian economy? Think like that. So if you want, you can make notes accordingly. So this is where newspaper analysis comes in. See, there was a new FOMO that is now being created. Mark my words, within next 3 months, somebody is going to start PIB analysis, PIB compilations, PIB that, PIB this. Because now they know that PIB, there is a FOMO about PIB. See, what is PIB? The same thing that is in PIB is there in newspapers. So now let's say you started or you read about blue economy. You will go to Google and you search blue economy, the first thing that you will get is PIB only. Read that particular article. Otherwise, let's say you read something about blue economy. Don't do anything else, don't go to any website, go to Drishti IAS. There are some 5-10 articles, read one article. You will get a lot of clarity. Those who have read any Drishti IAS articles, they know how helpful they are. They will give you challenges, they will give you solutions, everything. But for that, you have to read newspapers first. That is where newspaper plus analysis is there. Then this is how to read newspaper for UPSC. Make sure you use only 1 hour per day for newspaper. Don't use more than that. I will give you another formula, 4-4-1-1 rule for someone who is planning for 10 hours a day. 4 hours are for your GS. And in those 4 hours, you are spending it on POIQ analysis right now. Don't worry about anything else. Make it a step-by-step approach. Don't think that I will do CSAT also right now. I will do mains POIQ analysis also. I will write test series also. I will write that. You try to. I will do optional also. I will do essay also, like don't complicate it. 4 hours, do it on PYQ analysis of a GS. Other 4 hours, use it for your optional. For the next 3 months, use it on your optional. After the next 3 months, you can use it for answer rating, value addition, content aspect, everything. So 4 hours, you are using it for optional. 1 hour, use it for topper copy analysis. 1 hour for topper copy analysis and 1 hour for newspaper. Did you get the clarity on how to divide? Is practical? See, like if how many of you are working professionals? So, except or most of you have to can give 10 hours a day, right? You can give, right? What other things are you doing? You're not doing anything else. You're sleeping at 12, you're waking up at 10 and thinking that you have studied well. That's not the case. So, you can give 10 hours every day. Give those 10 hours every day. Plan accordingly. 4 hours, optional 4 hours. And optional is also very important. Don't neglect it. Optional, 1 hour newspaper, 1 hour topper copies. After that, let's say next 3 months, after next 3 months, use it for topper copy analysis plus value addition plus anything else. Answer rating, tests, anything. So it is from October, November, December for these 4 hours should be used for PYQ analysis initially for the first 3 months, first 3-4 months. Next, after that, for the other next 3 months, you use it for value addition, your own answer rating, everything. So did you get the clarity? No? So please don't over depend on coaching material, because the person who is not depending on coaching material will give better answers. In the end, it's that simple. And necessity and importance of self-evaluation. See, we write an answer, we tend to get it evaluated from 10 people. And if someone says that, no, you have to add that part, you won't even receive that comment. You want ego boosting. There is a concept called as ego boosting. How many know it in ethics? Ego boosting. So what is ego boosting? You have done something, you want people to appreciate it. You don't want suggestions. When you go for ethics evaluation, you don't want suggestions, you want ego boosting. So now what happens is that, but let's say you go for evaluation, you sit outside for half an hour, you get evaluated for next half an hour, then you come back and you waste half an hour on something. Rather than that, if you do self-analysis on what is self-analysis, what I used to do is that I used to write an answer, immediately go back to my notes, PYQ notes, the theme notes. What points I have missed from my PYQ notes in my answer? I used to think like that. Then I used to go to ChatGPT. I used to ask ChatGPT. Now I have given 10 dimensions to this question. 10 marker questions, I have given 10 dimensions. Leave all these dimensions, give me 10 new dimensions that I haven't written in my answer. Give me 10 new examples that I have not written in my answer. Give me thinkers that I have missed in my answer. And I will also give frameworks. For economy, GS3, I have something called a 16I framework. In then GS3, I have some framework ready. GS2, I have frameworks. GS4 frameworks. Then which points did I miss from this framework? You start using AI like that. You start asking AI. You start asking yourself. So that way, this is called a self-evaluation. See, once you start doing self-evaluation, except for optional, you won't be needing evaluation for anything else. Even for essay. Essay, you need evaluation. Essay is about perspectives, right? Dimensions. But GS 1, 2, 3, 4, you don't need any evaluation. I can assure you that. Because I know that most of us waste time on evaluation only. Half an hour coming, half an hour going, 1 hour evaluation, we waste time on that. Rather than doing that, in 15 minutes, you can do self-analysis only. See, in the end, why are you taking evaluation? You are taking evaluation to improve yourself. If you are able to do that on your own, you are able to, you should have the humility to question yourself. That's it. Which points did I miss? Then you should have the, you should ask AI, which points can I mention? That is the growth mindset. What points did I miss? What points can I add? That is the growth mindset. And Pepe format, what is point? Pepe format is that? How many of you know Pepe? Pepe format. Pepe format is point example format. So in paper format, the most important aspect is that point, example. You are writing a point, you are giving it an example. You will learn about more about paper format and its utility, especially from Aditya Srivastav, Animesh Pradhan, Shakti Dubey, all of their copies. Like just go through their copies, you will realize that they have written a point, immediately they have written an example. So like what I usually understood is that for one point, it should never cross any single point, however important, however beautiful it is, it should never cross 3 lines in your answers. Because you are like the more number of lines per point, the less number of points per answer, right? So did you understand what I'm saying? Let's say there are 30 lines. So you are writing 3 lines into 10 points. And somebody is writing 4 lines into 7.5 points. So this person who has written 10 points has more dimensions covered, right? So this is where the 3-line golden rule, that is the golden rule in mains. That is where keywords come in. Because we know what we want to say. And there are keywords for that. For example, how many of you know disillusionment? Disillusionment. Disillusionment is what? When we are unhappy with something. So when we are writing an history answer, we say that the extremists in 1905 were unhappy with the moderate stance against the British, against the Bengal division, something like that. Now, I am using a single keyword rather than writing 2-3 lines. I am writing like the disillusionment of extremists led to 1907 Surat split. Right, Surat split, right? Right. So, see, like rather than writing 4 lines, I am writing 2 lines. Keywords are the game. Keywords are the game, and I am also very good examples for that. My answers, if you see it, they are covered with keywords. So there is something called as institutional inertia. What is institutional inertia? Then there is another thing I will give. There is something called as Panipat syndrome. What is Panipat syndrome? Is that our inability to learn from our mistakes is called as Panipat syndrome. So what happened in Panipat 1? The war happened. Indian rulers didn't learn. Panipat 2 happened. Indian rulers didn't learn. Panipat 3 happened. There also Indian rulers lost to outside invasions. So why Panipats kept on happening? That is because we didn't learn from our mistakes. The same is Panipat syndrome. It can be used in ethics. Let's say Panipat syndrome. Don't think, you may think that it is a keyword, very complicated keyword that I am using. But it is the keyword used by Dr. S. Jayashankar in his book India Way. So let's say I am writing in one conclusion. Dr. S. Jayashankar highlights the Panipat syndrome in the current geopolitical scenarios. Like I wrote a conclusion like that. Don't you think it is catchy? Understand the person who is evaluating, understand their mindset. The person is a professor. The person knows the keywords like this. Apathy. Apathy is a keyword every one of us should be knowing. Don't you think the evaluator will be knowing it? Think it from their perspectives. So then reward what they want to see in their answers. They want to see economists in GS3. They want to see thinkers, judicial thinkers in GS2 answers. They want to see theory. For example, John Locke, Montesquieu, all those guys are there, right? They want to see them in your answers. So whenever there is a separation of powers question in GS2, if you bring in Montesquieu is the one who gave separation of powers theory. You brought in Montesquieu. Like let's say others are writing about separation of powers. You just mentioned as Montesquieu highlighted. That will give off marks extra. That is the growth mindset. You should always be looking for how can I add value to this conclusion, to this point, like that. Imagine I have drawn a diagram in ethics case studies also. Diagrams in ethics case studies. I have tried to be very unique in that aspect. So like that, try to think of unique selling points, USPs. So then 4411 is done, spoon feeding, and understand that whatever I have said so far, even if you read hundreds of coaching material, you won't get it, because that is my pure hard work. And whatever you do on your own will get rewarded in mains. Understand that aspect. Then Pepe format. See, understand what is Pepe format. Why Pepe format is getting rewarded. The reason is that, let's say you are an IAS officer. You are presenting, you need some sports stadium in your district. You are presenting it into politicians. Can you be saying generic points? Sir, if you build a sports stadium here, like it will be helpful for youth. Can you pitch it like that? You can't pitch it like that. How do you pitch? Sir, if you build a sports stadium here, we can develop 1,000 national level athletes. So this would be the budget. So 500 crores would be the budget for this one. And we can help students reach from this 5, we can train students from age 5. So you are giving empirically, you are quoting committees, you are quoting reports, you are quoting everything, right? So that is the utility of Pepe format. What is Pepe? You are giving point, you are arguing something. For that arguing, you are saying, why are you arguing so? You are giving the data, you are giving the statistics, everything. Yeah. So let's take a break for 5-10 minutes. We will meet back at 6:30. Right now it's 6:24. Meet back at 6:30. Please take a break. We'll share this PDF even the channel also. You can add. This is why I am taking the GS plus essay classes. The main reason is that we think that we have understood mains, but we haven't. So that is why, like, the keywords that I have collected over the years, examples, like if it can be useful to you. So that is why I'm trying to like do the classes for that. I'm writing mains this year, but I'm still like, maybe like if I take classes, if 5 more people benefit from that class, that itself is a success for me. Minutes. Yes. Kottu. will be audible. Not audible. ಈಗ hello, I'm audible. Like please open the YouTube live and check if the audio is coming. Yeah, I'm audible. So there was a question, how many years to analyze 2013 to 2025? And by the time like you do POQ analysis, 2026 paper will also be out. Do that analysis also. I will give the even the division also, paper division also I will give. Don't worry. And then especially for the someone who is a beginner and after your UPSC prelims, if you think that you are conceptually weak in certain subjects, for geography, PMFIS YouTube channel, damn good, very good. With respect to geography, it's visual geography. They have shown geography in a visual manner, so you would be able to remember it for a longer time. Then study IQ videos for analysis. Let's say, like, go to their YouTube channel, you will see so many topics. Whatever the topics that are in sync with PYQ topics, only watch those videos. That is, when you get time, after these 10 hours, don't do all of this in the 10 hours that I have given. If you have any hours left, then do it. So what I used to do is that in my college, I am talking 3 years before, when I used to go from my college class till lunch, I used to watch a video, I used to read some newspaper article, something like that. That is, make sure you are utilizing the non-study hours also in an efficient manner. So then Bookstava is a very good channel because visual history for ancient as well as the contemporary, the what you call modern history, they have covered it in a very beautiful manner. Bookstava. Their playlist for ancient history and modern history are very good. One of the best I have seen because they have shown it in a visual manner. Portuguese coming to India, some ships coming to Kochi, like that they have shown. It's very good. Think School is non-negotiable for any UPSC aspirants. You should be watching Think School. All the videos from their day one, you should watch them. Then KM Pati sir for ethics case studies, very good. One of the best for ethics case studies. 1 minute economics. Every economics concepts they have explained in 1 minute. So give it a short answer. And Amit Sen Gupta sir. Amit Sen Gupta. His geopolitical analysis is also very good. And Palki Sharma ma'am for any newspaper news analysis and all. Palki Sharma. Most of you know Palki Sharma ma'am. So note making. Now I will talk about the most important aspect, note making. Note making. There are two aspects of note making. Don't think that only one way is there. One is offline notes making. One is digital notes making. In the beginning, now for the next 6-7 months, you should be making digital notes. Digital notes. Why I will say? Go to Google Docs. Learn it to use within 1 day. Learn it within 1 day. I was talking to Kedar sir a few days ago. Kedar sir, talking to him. At the age of 78, he is using AI and he is doing some works on AI. And you are 23, 24. People say that, people come to me, sir, I want to use Google Docs. Instagram, there are 50 features. You know how to use Instagram. Google Docs, there are only 4 features. And you complain that, sir, no, sir, I don't know how to use Google Docs. So don't be bullshitting. Fine. So offline notes are there, digital notes are there. How do you make notes? As I said, PYQ analysis, governor theme. Let's say there are 20 themes in 2025. Divide the 20 themes. Governor, local self-governance, president, then Election Commission of India. Now, whatever value addition you have analyzed, not copied, analyzed, Sarkariya Commission talked about governor. What did it say? Have you understood it? If you have understood it, paste it in your notes under that particular theme. Then keep on doing it. 24 do it, 23 do it, 21, 22, 19, like that. Now, governor, in 1 year you studied about challenges, next year solutions, next year way forward. In one question you got some thinker value addition. In one question you got Chief Justice saying something about governor. Add it under there. Why? It is because it is easier to upload it to AI. Handwritten notes, AI can't fetch it. But PDFs, AI can fetch it directly. So then you upload it to AI. So when you, let's say you are writing a test series, you got a question on governor. Then you uploaded your answer. Then the AI will say that from your notes only you missed these points. Did you understand? Then you will ask for more points, more dimensions, more examples. Then update it to your digital notes. Then AI gave you 2-3 points, let's say. Update it to your digital notes. Do it, build it like a feedback loop. Like what happens is that the loop will keep on getting bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger. The more you do it, the more your understanding, your examples, everything will develop. This is necessary and this is compulsory because now from this year, people are going to develop that AI utility. They are going to utilize AI for mains preparation. Those who are not using AI, they are out of the race directly because what it takes nearly 5 hours for gaining those points and all, examples and all, AI will do it in 5 minutes. And the person who is using will save 3.5 hours, 4 hours, right? That is where the utility of AI comes in. First, experiment with AI. You will learn what prompts to use. What happens is that there are already built-in prompts. People start taking those and they discuss with AI as if it is your friend. Ask, what are the thinkers can I integrate? Let's say you have a framework. What thinkers can I use? What case studies can I use? What this one's cases, Supreme Court cases can I use? In GS2, I am telling. What international case studies can I use? Like that. That way you are building your own notes. So digital notes, you should be making it right now. See, people like somebody say, like, if whatever is comfortable to you, do it. If everyone starts doing whatever is comfortable to them, then the person who is doing what is uncomfortable to them will gain the lead. That is why. So, notes making, did you understand? For a proof, go to my Telegram channel. I have given ethics notes there. Read those ethics notes. You will realize whatever I have said here, I have made notes accordingly. And that has helped me immensely because I have made thematic notes, theme-based notes. Then these are some of the topper copies. I will share more names also. And there are 2025 toppers also. Akans Dul sir, All India rank 3. Then Arsnehara sir, All India rank 76. Kiran Kamate sir, he has exceptional score in GS. You can refer their copies also. Meda Anand ma'am, Aditya Srivatsav, Aditya Vikram Agarwal sir, he is All India rank 9 IUS. Animesh Pradhan sir, All India rank 2, Trivikram Singh, 473 in GS. Shakti Dubey ma'am, All India rank 1 and 470 in GS. Mayak Jain ma'am. Mayak Jain ma'am was GOAT of GS plus essay. In GS plus essay, she scored 600. GS plus essay 600. That is, for every paper, she averaged 120. Every GS, she averaged 120. That is what? Please refer their copies. Priyansha Garg ma'am is there. Then Kushali Solanki is there. I have analyzed minimum 20 topper copies for every subject. And that helped me immensely. I can say with confidence, if you do this, this is going to help you immensely. Please, 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 the highest ROI for your mains preparation is with your PYQ analysis on topper copies. Leave everything aside. These are the most important aspect. Then mental health. This is another thing that I usually emphasize upon. See, if you go to my essay copies, essay notes, you will realize that there are so many very unique examples. So, how many of you have read, watched the movie, The Oxa Ridge? So, if you have watched the Oxa Ridge movie, there is a very beautiful example of compassion in that movie. So, I usually use it in my essay anecdotes, or I use it in even my ethics and ethics questions as well. Like The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. Very good movie, The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. If you watch that, like I used to write so many anecdotes on perseverance in the using the story of The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. I forgot the name. Like then like that. So don't, if you feel saturated, you will, because every day giving 10 hours is not going to be very easy. I can come here and I can say 15 hours give every day. I know it's not practical. 10 hours is practical. In the remaining hours, if you feel saturated, don't waste your time on anything else. You watch Think School, watch videos like that, and watch biography-based movies. The biography-based movies have one of the highest ROI with respect to personality development. So what happens is that, how many of you watched Inside Out? In the movie Inside Out, there is a very beautiful concept of why sadness is necessary to enjoy happiness. And like that, if you watch biography-based movies, real-life movies, animated movies, they will help you broaden your perspective. Then there is a movie called Chup. There is a movie called Article 15. Article 15, the Hindi movie. Then there is Janagana Mana, Malayalam, Prithviraj Sukumaran. Have you watched it? Janagana Mana. That is the one movie everyone should be watching. Then there is by Vikram. Tamil movie is there, na? About casteism and all. Recent one. No. Yeah, like I forgot that movie. Watch those grounded movies. They will help you broaden your perspectives, broaden your understanding. Your UPSC, whether you qualify or not, will depend as much as on your hard work, as much as on your personality. Right now, one of the best ways to build personality is through biography-based real-life movies. For me, one of the transformation movements happened when I watched Rocky movie, Rocky Balboa, 1974. Like, it is a boxing-based movie. But in the ending of the movie, the hero loses. Usually in the end of the movie, hero wins, right? But in the ending of the movie, hero loses. But you won't feel like the hero lost. You feel like hero has won. The movie is built like made like that. If there are lakhs, crores of movies, and if there are few movies which connect with a lot of people, then there is a reason it should be watched by everyone, right? How many of you watched Shawshank Redemption, Forrest Gump, then The Green Mile, then The Batman, The Dark Knight, Captain Magnus? What is Captain Magnus? Captain is from Captain America. What is Captain America stand for? It stands for perseverance. I can do this all day, his famous quote. Then his sacrifice. Captain America stands for sacrifice. That is the leadership values that I want to inculcate within myself. That way your personality keep broadening. Your understanding keeps on broadening. Watch Tamil, the Tamil movies, Malayalam movies, they are very grounded in terms of addressing social issues. Chup was movie on acid, I guess. Not. Then there was Love the Ladies. Like you should watch movies like this. Don't be a bookworm. Bookworms will be thrown out of UPSC preparation. Don't be a bookworm. Talk to people. See, like when you talk to someone, think, what can I learn from this person? What one thing that I can fetch from this person and integrate in my personality? If you are reading a book, what one point can I integrate in myself? If you are watching a movie, what one aspect of that movie can I inculcate in myself? That is the learning mindset. You are always looking for something to improve. So show that curiosity. That will surely help. And daily tracking and diary rating, very important, because to sustain it for 365 days is going to be very difficult. 365 days. So that is why I am planning to start something called as 365 day club. So what you can do is that, let's say like you came to library at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. to 10:20 you studied GS4. 10:20 to 11:20 you went for tea. 11:20 to 12:30 you studied GS2. Write down everything. Track how every minute of your day is, how are you spending it. Then you can, like you have the Telegram ID of mine, you can say send it at the end of the day. I may not reply. I cannot reply to everyone. But if you are sending it to me, there will be some external accountability. If you are not sending it to me, send it to your peer, the person who is preparing along with you. You send it to her and she will send it to you. Like that. That way you will be building accountability. Because let's say today you gave 8 hours. Then when you introspected, you wasted 3 hours. Then the next day you won't repeat the mistake. Right? Next day you will have that guilt. Oh, yesterday I wasted 2 hours on YouTube Reels. Like that. That way you will build accountability. And diary writing is very important because UPSC is a very lonely process. Very lonely process. So when you write diary, if you feel sadness, write it. If you feel happiness, write it. If you achieve a small milestone, let's say you completed GS1 PYQ analysis, write it. That way you are celebrating your small successes. You are acknowledging your emotions. Because mental health is as important as much as your hard work, anything else. So do this. And improving English, especially for someone from Kannada medium, Hindi medium, anything, you have to work on your English. You have to work on your English because in the end, as I mentioned, in the end, it's a game of survival. Those who know English better, they will perform well in mains and interview, and they will leave out the people who don't know English. And don't take it as a demotivation. I don't know English, so I'm out of the race. You have 1 year to work upon your English. Take it as an opportunity. Look it from growth mindset. For example, I will give you one best example. If you have written this year's prelims, there were 52 pages, 26 pages in English. Only those who with faster reading ability could have solved these papers, could have attended, even glanced through all the under questions. People with, like, let's say a medium English reading ability will solve 1995, will just look at 1995 questions. UPSC is brutal. UPSC doesn't care for your excuses. I am not saying it is not an excuse. But UPSC doesn't care about anything. There is something you need to work upon. UPSC will wait make you wait till you work upon that. If your English is weak, use newspapers, watch English-based biography movies, like that. Talk to people in English. I already posted what to do for Kannada and English medium students in my Telegram channel. You can go through it as well. Then self-fulfilling prophecy. Self-fulfilling prophecy, how many of you know about it? It is a beautiful concept in essay. There is another concept called as golem effect. Golem effect. See, what is golem effect is that, what is self-fulfilling prophecy is that whatever you think, the universe will return it back. That is, if you think positive, if you act confident, then the universe will reward you with more confidence, more clarity. If you think negatively, if you get negatively, you will get stuck in the negative loop. That is called as golem effect. We fear something, it will happen. If it will happen, and it will happen. That is there in Interstellar movie. I forgot that. Murphy's Law. See, what happens is that I personally remember minimum 10 students whom I was guiding during Prelims 2026. Till 1 week of Prelims, they had put in so much effort, and whenever I saw their PYQ scores and all, whenever I saw, like I confirm for sure knew that they are going to clear Prelims. Within that 1 week, they started panicking. They started that, oh, I may not clear Prelims. That extra burden, extra pressure will keep on adding, and it will come out like a volcano in the exam hall. In the exam hall, if you honestly ask yourself, most of the people failed not because they didn't know things. Most of the people failed because they couldn't control their emotions. They went blank for 10 questions. CSAT, so many people, they went blank, like even in the basic questions, they went blank. And after coming out of the exam hall, you saw that this question was very easy. How did I get it wrong? There are minimum 5 to 10 questions like that. And 10 questions like that, 10 into 2.66. What is that? 26.6. That is the difference. And Delhi, not necessary. Delhi not necessary. Why I am saying is that Delhi, one thing, it has sick environment. Harsh climates. In Bengaluru, we are chilling all the time with good climate and all. Now in Delhi, you will go. I stayed there for interview. I have used more mask in my Delhi for 20 days than I have used in COVID. In Delhi, then there is, if you are staying in Delhi, it's fine. In Delhi, then there is extreme weathers and all. And more than that, there is people's toxicity. Everyone will look you like a competition. If you, like, let's say, after being toppers also, 7, 8 toppers from Karnataka sitting in the hall below and guiding aspirants. If you go to Delhi, even the people who have cleared prelims do not have 10 minutes to help you because you are their competition. What if you take suggestions from them and implement them and you become successful and they do not? In Delhi, you will feel loneliness. And that is why I emphasized on this aspect, mental health aspect. It will become difficult for you to take care of your mental health. Now what happens? You are studying for 2 months. You will go back to your home, relax for 3 days, come back and you will study. But in Delhi, you will feel that homesickness. But go to Delhi during Prelims to Mains gap. If you want, otherwise also fine. Because Prelims to Mains gap, everyone is studying for 15 hours there in Delhi. Then that environment will push you to give 15 hours. See, if you are giving 15 hours here only, you are giving it in your home, you are giving it in your car, everywhere, anywhere, then you don't need the place. I have seen from so many of my medical friends, because of the exam pressure, they will study for 15 hours anywhere. Give them the toilet, they will study for 15 hours in the toilet also. So that is what. If you are giving dedicated efforts here only, then that is sufficient. Don't overanalyze it, because whatever I have said so far, the self-evaluation, the self-introspection, and PYQ analysis, everything, have you realized that you have to do it on your own? Any mentor, anyone can't do it for you. If you go to Delhi expecting that there will be a mentor who will spoon feed me, it's not going to happen. So do it here itself. Plan B, especially for someone who has given 3-4 attempts, and if you introspect yourself, what stage are you right now in UPSC cycle? If you feel that you still have 1 year of dedicated efforts, give all out. Give everything you have. If everyone is giving 10, you have completed 3-4 attempts, give 15 hours. Because you have to work like your life depends on it, because your life is dependent on it. Because you have given 4 years already for UPSC, don't go back without the results. That is, if you go reach the bottom of the ocean, don't come back without the pearl. That mindset should be there, especially for someone who has given 3-4 attempts. And for others, don't wait till 3-4 attempts to get that motivation. Start putting that effort from right now. So burden on parents, I have talked about it. So in the end, make sure like you are in like whatever happening, like whatever the, be very genuine with your parents. Tell them what is the progress. This is what I am doing. Usually what happens is that because of that, there is a word, humiliation factor. We think that our parents will feel so, I'm not doing anything. But be very genuine, because irrespective of whether you are preparing for UPSC or not, they are going to be a part of your life. So make sure you show that genuinity towards your parents and give your blood, sweat and tears. Because one more thing is there. Our batch is coming for you. Because now there is only 1 attempt rule. Those who are in service can give only 1 attempt. Usually, initially it used to be like 4 or 5 attempts you can give more. Now only 1 attempt. Now everyone is getting serious. Now usually what has to happen, we get rank, we celebrate it for 2-3 months. Then there is no improvement, right? If you waste time, there is no improvement. We used to stagnate scores, ranks used to stagnate. So the same people used to get IPS thrice, IRS thrice, like that. Now it won't happen. Now they know that only 1 attempt is left. They will go with all the ammunition in. So make sure to survive that competition, the only way to beat competition is through hard work. The only astra that you have is hard work. Then mains tracking, oh, this is very important. Now take, let's say, GS1, divide it into all the parts that it has. Ancient history, art and culture, modern history, postmodern, post-independence, then society, geography. Now, what you do is that divide it into 4-5 parts. 5 parts. This is very important. Everyone should be doing that. PYQ. Have you done the PYQ analysis for that? Track it. Then topper copies. Which topper copies have you referred for that particular subject? Maybe when you refer GS1, you will refer for all the subjects. If it is the case, tick right for all the subjects. Then value addition. From where did you do value addition? What have you done for value addition? Track it. Then one more was there, I forgot. I will post it in the group, fine. So like this, you should be tracking. What is your progress? Answer writing and tests. Test and answer writing. How much answers have you practiced? Keep it digital, because it is easier to update. If you make it in Excel sheet and all, let's say you wrote 10 answers for geography today. After 1 week, you wrote another 10. You can just update it with 20. So then you can analyze. So then you do self-evaluation. How much marks can I get in from this? Do self-analysis like that. Do it for every subject, every aspect. And for also optionals also, especially for analytical optionals. Anthropology is analytical optional. Because how we evolve. It used to be a theoretical optional. Now it has become more analytical. Sociology, PubBad, PSIR. I don't know about Kannada. But even in Kannada, any optional, See, what I personally used to do is that I scored 190 in PubBad. Then I introspected, I scored 217 this year. What I used to do is that 10 marker, we have to write it in 150 words. I used to ask ChatGPT, give me 3000 word, 4000 word analysis of this question. Did you understand? For 150 word question, I used to ask for 3000, 4000 word. Now what ChatGPT used to do is that it used to break down the question beautifully. It used to give me what is the context of this question. What is the historical background of this question? What is the subparts in this question? What are the thinkers that you can integrate? What is the validation that you can integrate? What is the way forward in this question? What is the approach? It used to divide it beautifully. Then I used to pick the best points that GPT has given, then add it to my PYQ notes. You can do that for this, like optional also. Even for Kannada option also, try this. Try, because first of all you have to try. Don't make pre-judgments. Oh, Kannada optional, it won't, like ChatGPT is not useful for Kannada optional. How do you know till you have used it? Use it. Some or the other way it may benefit you. So this is what. And now we are like Drona initiative, we are starting. For the first time, like Karnataka toppers, we have come together. Like we are like, anytime you can come for mentorship. Like we will be sitting here. See, like one thing I'm going to tell you. I personally have faced lack of mentorship. I personally have seen the previous Karnataka toppers not guiding. I am going to be brutally honest with it. I have given 3 mains. It was very difficult to get guidance, except like if you know Krishna Anna, like he used to show that empathy to guide beginners. That is why even Kiran Anna is an IAS, Sandeep Anna, Nivedita or Chinmayaka, everyone, they are IAS now. They can be enjoying their life, but they are choosing to come every day, sit down and listen to you, help you with your preparation. First of all, you have to understand that it is energy intensive, because you are taking the negative energy from other person and you are carrying that negative energy. You are trying to give positive energy to other person. See, like when I went to Kiran Anna's home, he was completely drained out because you understood it, right? Let's say you are listening to people talking everything negative. But you have to give positive energy to them. You know the concept of energy. If you have read the book Secret, the Secret book, you know about the concept of energy. So, but still they are doing it just to help aspirants. So make best utilization of it. Just go there, they will be available and talk to them. That is why we are launching Drona initiative for that. And that is why for mains only, mains guidance only, in Karnataka I haven't seen mains guidance aspect. In Bengaluru, I haven't seen a strong mains guidance. It's just that you complete your foundational classes. Based on the foundational class notes, you are expected to write answers. You will show the answers. They will mark it as good. Add few more points. Like that, you think that your mains preparation is done. That's not how it works. For mains, you need to know what to do, how to do. So that is why I am planning mains with Magnus initiative. So it will be especially one more thing. What I am going to say is very harsh. That is, please take guidance from someone who is in the process or who is in the process for last 3 years. Because go to 2020, rank 1 copies. The same answers if you write today, you won't get even average marks. Because the UPSC has evolved. The mains answers have evolved. Let's say I am using ChatGPT and other persons are not. Then I have evolved. Then when we take mentorship, if the thought process from the mentor himself is limited, then it is your thought process also can get limited. I'm not being harsh on anyone. I'm not directing it at anyone. What I am saying is that if someone has understood the process, take my mentorship from them. Ask for their credibility. What is your credibility that you are teaching this subject, that you are mentoring me? Because understand, one suggestion from the right mentor can save you 2-3 years, and one wrong suggestion from the wrong mentor can take away your 2-3 years of your life. Now everyone will start saying that read PIB. And once you start reading, you will realize that it's completely waste of time. Then one of your seniors will say that, oh, read that, you will get good marks. You already have a strategy and you start doing something else, you deviate. So it is better to take a U-turn and come back to the original point than to continue in the wrong direction forever. The more you go in the wrong direction, the difficult it is for you to come back. Just to take you to level 0, it feels difficult. And whenever you are talking, whenever you are coming for any mentorship, anything, whenever you are talking to anyone, always have the open-mindedness. See, what happened was that, like, some students came to me for ethics mentorship. I told, what have you done? Sir, I have completed these aspects. I have done that. I have done this. Then do this. No, sir, I'm already doing that. See, like, it's just that she wanted me to say, yes, her strategy is right, than to listen to what I'm trying to tell her. That is, don't come with ego. Not to me, not just to me. To any mentor, even your own mentor, to your own, anyone, any senior, any mentor, any topper, don't go with the mindset of the narrow-mindedness. Always go with open-minded, because there is something you can learn from every person, not only from every topper. Every person you can learn something. Have that humility. That's it. Because that humility will give you the learning mindset. Humility is the foundation of the learning mindset. Then this is the most important aspect. I have covered almost all these aspects. One is that you should be clear. You should be clear about your passion and purpose. Now, the purpose for next 1 year is that you give your heart and soul for mains preparation. You do not worry about anything else. Whatever is happening around you, you do not worry about it. You just focus on your preparation. Just focus on your preparation, because I can assure you, if you do that, you will be doing extraordinary well in your mains. Extraordinary well. Then the practice is PYQ practice, answer writing, all those aspects. Then patience. UPSC is a long process. UPSC has more certainty of failures than success. But if you take those failures in the right manner, you will improve. You will become a better person. You will become more deserving, and you will do well. Then there is perseverance. Hard work has no substitute. No smart work. Hard work and smart work, you can do it together. But for that also, smart work also, the foundation is hard work. You have to give 10 hours. In 10 hours, utilize it in smart way. Penance, UPSC is like a penance. Penance is tapas. Penance is tapas. UPSC is like a next 1 year, take it as a tapas. Make sure you are giving your heart and soul. So make sure you are giving everything that you have. So what is penance? Especially in terms of social media, I'm talking. Social media, friends. So one of the biggest concerns is that, sir, I have a very good friend group. I feel like I'm not like I'm usually spending 2-3 hours every day talking to my friends only. What should I do? In the end, as I told, UPSC is brutal. Someone who is giving 10 to 12 hours dedicatedly, they will succeed. Law is simple. The rule of jungle. The survival of the fittest. The survival of the most hardworking. That's it. Then personality, improve, work upon your personality. I have told the aspects, how to work upon it. Self-help books. Then you can go through biography-based movies, work upon your English. If there are any, see, what is personality? See, what do you think is one of the most important qualities for an IPS officer? Confidence, clarity, then what do you call command, strong command. But I feel the most important quality for an IPS officer is compassion. For police force itself is compassion. Because if you don't have compassion, even if you have thousands of other values, you are not going to do something for the public. The same way, even in your process, develop that compassion. If, let's say, you are giving third attempt, your junior comes asking for some guidance, just help him, because I genuinely believe in the concept of doctrine of karma. Whatever whatever good you do to others, it will some or the other way, it will come back to you in positive energy. So whatever help you can do, like there is a beggar. Do you think after becoming IPS you will give 10 rupees and not now? Compassion is a part of your personality. And the personality, the more suitable personality will get selected in the end. So, and peace. Peace in the sense mental health. Take care of your mental health. Celebrate your small successes. Go out with your friends. Not take, after those 10. That foundational 10. Because you still have 14 hours more in the day. Go out with your friends, learn from them. Maybe some of your friends is good at stocks investment. Learn from them. Maybe some of your friends has watched a movie, like he is talking about the lessons he learned. So utilize it like that. And positivity. Always have a positive mindset. Give positive energy to others, and it will come back to you as well. And this is my Telegram channel. You can join it. And one more thing, just one more thing I wanted to add. I will give you a breakdown. I forgot to add that. So what is the breakdown? 2013 to 2026. Let's say 26 also. So there is 14 years, right? 13 to 26. So 14 years into 20 questions per GS. That is 280. So now you have 7 months. June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Till December end, you have 7 months. So 7 months, and how many subjects you have to cover? 7 subjects. Including optional, you have 7 subjects. So divide it accordingly. Make your plan flexible, but have a plan. So 7 months. Let's say 280 questions per GS. So 280 questions, that means 280 questions per 30 days, let's say. So you have to cover almost 10 questions per day. That is, you have 1 month for GS, per GS. So you have to cover 10 questions per day. Along with that, in those 30 days, you have to do value addition, topper copy, everything. So divide it accordingly. This is not some rigid. I am telling it for the purpose of breaking down. Make your schedule. Have a schedule, but make it flexible also. Maybe GS1 will take 40 days and GS4 may take 20 days. It may happen. It is completely depending on your understanding of the subject. So don't be rigid also. Be very adaptable. So this I gave for just for the purpose of understanding. Don't try to repeat it. But see, what happens is that now let's say first day you are able to solve only 5 PYQs. But by the time you come to the 20th day, you are able to solve 18 PYQs per day. So it's a graph which is growing like this. Initially we feel that, oh, I am solving only few PYQs per day. But as you understand better and better, the amount of questions that you solve, the understanding will go deeper and deeper. So don't worry about. This is called as something initial inertia. Initial inertia. That is, you face inertia in the beginning. But once you break that inertia, your graph will go exponentially. Logarithmic graph. And like for mains, I feel like, I hope I have given you a bit of clarity. Now, like if you have anything, please like give me your feedback. It is really valuable to me, especially considering that I am taking mains with Magnus classes. And also, if you need any help guidance, there will be toppers available. Please reach out to them. But make sure that when you reach out to them, you reach out to learn from them. That's it. Thank you. Yeah, all the best. And whatever feedback you have, you can also share it to me on my Telegram ID. I will share my Telegram ID again. It's Captain Magnus. So for making notes, I didn't make it in iPad or laptop. I made it in completely mobile. That means I didn't have a tab, so I made it completely on mobile. You can also make it an tab. can also make it on laptop. But I feel do it on mobile or tab because they are easy to navigate. Interoperability of tabs is higher. Means you can go from the website to Google Docs easily. Then you can go from Google Docs to ChatGPT easily on tab or mobile. It is very difficult in laptop. Whatever suits you, that like laptop, tab, mobile, it doesn't matter. You can do it. Any more doubts? Like for next 10 minutes, we will take some doubts. Okay, another one thing is that you shouldn't be hesitating. This I have said in my previous sessions also. Do you think when you become an IAS, IPS officer, there is a flood in your district? Do you think you can hesitate? You can never hesitate. As an officer, you can never hesitate. That quality you have to develop from right now itself, right? Let's say I taught you today and I went somewhere. Maybe if you had asked that question today, maybe that could have given you a lot more clarity and that could have saved you 1 year. So always don't hesitate. Whatever doubts you have, let others judge. In the end, your success is going to be the only answer from your side. So if you have any doubts, please let me know. We have 10 more minutes. Thank you. Any doubts? Please keep it on your table and you can leave. If you have written the feedback, you can keep it on the table and you can leave. And finally, I want to add one thing. I genuinely want to thank all the toppers for trying to help so many students. So, especially considering that so many toppers, especially those who have become IAS now, they are trying to help so many other aspirants. Also, I thank India for IAS for providing this platform, because bringing 7-8 toppers together at a single place itself is a great achievement. So thanks, and thanks for attending the session as well. I hope all these 2.5 hours was worth it. Yeah, thank you.